And we have returned. You're listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. We're visiting today with Tom DeWeese, and we're talking about the importance for your sovereignty, the Electoral College. And it's something that is, I don't know, I don't think people understand exactly how important it is. And they're trying to snatch it away from us, and while we're not looking, they'll do it if we're not paying attention. So we've got to step up and do what's right and protect this nation, protect its governing. Unless you want to be socialist, which is we're on the brink of that anyway. Don't you agree, Tom, with the legislation and all the things that they're doing? I mean, Obamacare, and that they keep screaming about health care. That's socialism. That's making social medicine. That's what that's all about. That's what they're trying to bring it to.
Oh, absolutely. As I said, if Trump hadn't won this last election and really focused on rolling back a lot of these regulations and so forth, we would be just going that way 100 miles an hour. And once you get a certain point, there's no way to get back.
Yeah.
And that's, definitely is
other than the ugly way.
Yeah, well, yeah.
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 And I don't want to go that direction. I know some people that think that's what it's going to come to, and I'm really hoping and praying that that's not what it's going to come to.
I'm with you. I want political solutions, and we can have them. And
but we have to be aware of them. We, the people, need to be aware. Brother, President Trump cannot drain the swamp. Only the American people can do that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because this is a very serious problem that I am seeing. I talk to people all over the country. The conservatives have a habit of, we won the election, so we don't have to do this anymore, and we go home and we don't participate, and think, well, let's take care of the problems, and the other side never stops. And you can just see, I think one of the biggest things that Trump has done is he has pulled back the curtain to show not only how powerful these people are and how entrenched they are, but how far they're willing to go to keep that power. And we're seeing it daily. They'll do anything to keep that. Our side just wants to go to work and raise our families and
be left alone.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know we're running out of time. We're going to have you right back immediately. But something that bothers me and that I've been noticing is, President Trump, he freed these documents, and they were supposed to be unredacted. They're supposed to remove the redactions. And Rosenstein is supposed to have gone before Congress, and they refused to do it.
Yeah.
So what do you do? I mean, they refuse orders from the president. So what do you do?
I thought when you were called before Congress, it was kind of a subpoena.
Yeah, it is, but he's not.
Thing.
But he's not going.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about the arrogance.
Yeah, they just laugh at us.
Yeah.
And I've been there when I've seen them do that. We talk about things. The environmental movement. They're always saying to me, it doesn't matter how many rights you think you have if you don't have a planet to stand on.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, there goes that Big Bang theory again, the Big Bang theory. It's just crazy. It's, and the fact that we fall for it, The sky is falling. The Chicken Littles all over D.C. and across this nation that are rioting. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And that is the thing with this national popular vote and this move to get rid of the Electoral College, is that they're using all this compassion that we're just trying to make your vote count. We need a popular
Such a
national
lie.
vote. And they're absolutely doing the exact opposite. And we hear from every talking head out of the television and every congressman, democracy. We're not a democracy, and this is the reason why. Our founding fathers were brilliant in what they were doing, and they did everything they could to create a government where we controlled the government. It didn't control us.
The language, in this article that you wrote, the language is so important. And, of course, that with Agenda 21. It's all in how they word it. But, they're trying to convince everybody, let the people decide. That's one phrase you hear. It's the American way. It's democracy at work. Well, democracy at work is what we're seeing, the mobs in the streets. That's democracy. Democracy is a mob. It's a lynch mob, as you put it in here. And but, people just don't understand. This is giving more power to the central government. It's taking it away from the individual person, and it's taking them, one person is a minority. It's taking it away from them. It's taking sovereignty away from the states, and it's giving it all to D.C. The D.C. occupiers occupying offices and cut deals.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that because they don't know what they have.
Throughout the human history, we've always had those power mongers who want to control, to be dictators.
No, they're not going to go away.
Take over others.
Yeah.
But always in the past, they had to do it by going to war and killing people and breaking things and then gaining power. But they have now figured out how to get the rest of us to pull it in and take the Trojan horse and pull it inside and say, oh, okay, I'm for that. Yeah, well, that sounds good to me. And they're getting us to give up our own liberty in the name of these sound bites that they come up with, and they're the ones with power, and we end up being subjugated by it.
Well, even the most recent, that the Democrats are, they're these defenders of women's rights, and then we have a woman that's a Republican running for an office, and somebody slugs her. They just slug her. Let's talk about women's rights a little bit. You have a right, but you don't have a right to think for yourself. You got to think like we want you to think.
Well, that's the same with the minorities and everything else.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look what they've done to Kanye West. And I'm not necessarily a Kanye West fan, but look what they're doing to him. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Any the black community that comes out against their policies is now not worthy of living.
Exactly.
They're not real. Yeah.
It's really sad. We're just about out of time. We got about a minute, a little more. You've got a new book coming out, and we're going to talk about that too. And we'll have you back on because I want to keep this in the earshot of the people and call to action. They need to make sure that their states do not go with this, what do they call it, the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact.
Yeah, isn't that a nice name? The new book is actually out now. It's called Sustainable, The War on Free Enterprise, Private Property, and Individuals. And my website is AmericanPolicy.org, and you can learn all about it there. This article is posted there, so you can read it there.
Absolutely. Well, we want to have you back. And, Tom, I've known you for a long time, and I just appreciate the fight that you've put up. I think a lot of people... I listened to them last night on the mainstream Fox News, and they were, and I like them. I'm not, but they were talking about there's only a few of us that have been fighting. That's what's Hannity. I'm saying they haven't got a clue who's been fighting out here in rural America and who are really the ones making the sacrifices.
I had the same thoughts as I heard him say that.
Oh, you heard him too, didn't you? I just wanted to go in your face, Hannity. You're not the only one that has worked hard to get where they're at. You're just making millions and the rest of us are scraping by. I appreciate you, Tom, because I know you've worked hard and sacrificed a lot. We're going to have you back real soon. You've been listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. We are the voice of the forgotten men and women. We are the voice of rural America. We are the voice of all America, and it is our goal to come together and bring America home.